So I woke up today, and as usual, opened up my Gmail, started scrolling my emails, seeing what's up, opened my spam folder because I saw there was a notification there, and what do I see but this email? It's an email from Into Studio, which I've never heard of. I've never subscribed to any newsletter by them. I don't know how they got my email. Free game test, VR roguelike of 2025. Not the best VR roguelike of 2025. Not the newest VR roguelike of 2025. The VR roguelike of 2025. Join the free alpha test. So I said, this is totally a scam. Why is it in my spam folder? Who is this company? Why is there Chinese text here? It's in Comic Sans, there's fire emojis. And despite all of that, I'm gonna be honest, I still clicked the link, because when you send me a random email and it is worded really funny, I'm gonna click it. I'm sorry. So if any scammers are listening here, I'm a free target, okay? You can send it to me all you like, I'm gonna click on the link. Anyways, I clicked on their link and I ended up in their Discord server. I was greeted to the Chrono Hunter Discord and learned that I had joined right on the start date, May 10th of the alpha. The alpha goes from the 10th to the 18th. I'm recording this on the 10th. It'll probably be out on the 10th, hopefully. And you have about a week to try out this alpha if you're interested. So I joined it, saw the alpha was open, just clicked on a link and downloaded, and got it started up on my Quest 3. Now, the second you load this game up, you are greeted to one of the most beautiful, masterfully crafted cutscenes I have ever witnessed. It brought a tear to my eye. OMORI? No. Final Duet? That made me cry, sure, but I was a changed man after watching this cutscene. So I'm not gonna just describe it, I'm gonna let you watch it in full. Just so you know how beautiful the voice acting was, how just perfect everything was. You just gotta see this. There's no other way to experience it, you know? You know what? Dim the lights, please. Dim the lights. Dim the lights. This is my first impressions of the game.
We once thought time was a river, gentle and kind.
Alright, straight to the AI voices.
Weaving the life and death of all things, pulling stardust together and apart.
Alright, it doesn't...
Till the day Chrono severed the threads of fate.
Right.
Super strings were coiled into dead knots by his presence.
Actually, never mind. I wouldn't want to ruin the surprise for you guys. It's definitely not that I just don't want to watch it a second time. It's just something you have to experience in VR, you know? Don't worry though. After you finish that cutscene, you're hit with the most beautiful voice acting you will ever hear in your whole life. I mean, sure, there's those crappy games like Last of Us. Yeah, the voice acting's alright. But no. You haven't heard real voice acting until you played this game.
What?
Something's wrong with the teleporter.
Oh, this
it
one's
brought
better.
you here
Whoa.
by mistake.
Whoa.
Hello,
This is me
resident
turning.
of Earth. We are the protectors
This is
of
me
the
turning.
intergalactic order and the cyclic timeline.
Now, sadly, the smooth turning glitch might have distracted you from the beautiful, like, perfect voice acting, so I apologize for that. There is a glitch with the alpha where if you enable smooth turning, it just does that every time you turn. So you gotta play this game with snap turning. But don't let that distract you from the beautiful voice acting of our muscular red-headed man named Buddy. Now, there seems to be 5 main characters. The Recruit, which is you, and doesn't have any art based on them. There's this girl, I don't know her name. There's Buddy. There's Eliza, which is, we'll get into her later. And this guy, who I really want to talk about, who is this guy? He wants to be Megamind, he also wants to be Bruce Banner, and Tracer, and that one guy from Arcane, who's just like all of those guys, just like, shoved into this like, meat grinder, and they like, popped out an egg, and this guy like he's a Sojiro Sakura hair, like, beard. And he's fucking, this is too many. You just put up a screen on all the characters this guy is at the same time. Anyways, enough of the boring stuff. Let's get into the gameplay. What's the gameplay like? So, there's 2 main weapons in the demo, I'm pretty sure. You start with this pretty crappy pistol where it like has this liquid ammo that you have to constantly put back into the weapon. It's alright. It has like a weird sight on it, and it shoots nicely. It's fun to shoot. It's just not very good. I don't really know where or when this happens, but at some point you unlocked a bow. I was able to equip it right after my first roguelike run. It might just be unlocked from the start. I really don't know, but I had it, apparently. It's pretty much better than the pistol in every way. First off, you don't have to reload. You just spam arrows. That's another thing, you can spam arrows. It has basically infinite fire speed. Like, basically as fast as your wrist can move, it can fire. And it does way more damage. It has a sight that's way easier to shoot. Overall, it's just way better, so in all these clips you're seeing in the background, I'm gonna be using that because it's just the best weapon in the game. There's a third weapon, which is like a staff. There's a staff weapon in the game that I've used, and I'm assuming it's just gonna function exactly like that, which it's not bad, but it's not great either. Pretty much the same as a pistol. But the starting, like, base weapon staff, I don't know how you get that. It's, like, locked. It has a very vague description of how you unlock it. I don't know, I'll just show you.
That staff is insane. I want one of those. How do I get you? Locked at the moment. 0 out of 2? That really describes how I'm supposed to do that.
So, there's two main modes for the game. There's the roguelike mode, which is mainly the selling point, and there's 3 tutorials, which, sure, they're kind of like tutorials. One of them's more like a tutorial, but the other 2 are kind of just like mission-based, like, I don't know, like COD campaign, you know, or they're like, oh, you go through this linear little level. I'm gonna be honest, those are more fun, but they're just short, and there's only 3 of them. If the whole game was just those, I wouldn't mind. If the whole game was just a roguelike, I wouldn't mind. But the combination of the 2 is actually really nice. When you get bored of one, you can just go grind out the other one. Obviously after you beat the 3 like story missions once, it's not gonna be as fun, but they do give a lot of rewards, so honestly they're worth just grinding out if you are just after like the in-game currency. Speaking of the in-game currency, so basically you do the missions or the roguelike mode and you build up your in-game currency, which is like these little like blue coin things and this like purple shards basically. I'm gonna call them shards and coins. So the coins and the shards unlock like permanent upgrades to like base abilities, where you can send out this little field that like slows time. It's kind of lame. I don't like using it. It's kind of OP, so I don't use it. But then just the crystals are used for way better stuff, which is like item upgrades, or like stat upgrades, I guess, where you get higher crit chance, you get more base damage, you get more crit damage, you get more weak shot damage. The 2 best ones are base damage and weak shot damage, where with your bow, when you have both of them maxed out, you can do like 1,000 damage a hit with a headshot. It makes the game really easy, I'm not gonna lie. But honestly, the game isn't very fun when it's challenging, since it's not very open. There's not a lot of movement you can do, there's not a lot of like tricks and stuff to make the game like, to make the game like engaging and challenging. So clearing through the game is fun, honestly. Just demolishing every enemy in your path, it's still fun. So I would recommend doing the base damage and the weak spot damage as soon as you're able. So there's 3 areas to the game, and they're all really cool. One of them is a like factory with like lava and stuff around. One of them is a forest, and one of them is like Earth, but it's set in the medieval era, like in Rome. It's basically Rome. So Rome is where the roguelike mode and one of the missions takes place, and then the other 2 missions are the factory and one of them is a forest. So honestly, the visuals in this game are really good. I'm not gonna say it's good graphics, because obviously the game's not trying to look realistic. It has its own like cartoony art style, and it does that art style really well, and I think it looks great. So the main part of the roguelike mode is you'll get these cards that'll upgrade some of your stats, and it'll give you like a unique ability sometimes. And then there's also an astral merchant, who's this little like mushroom galaxy eyeball guy. I really like him. He's really cool looking. He sells like all the game's different items. Rarely he'll sell cards to you that give the bonuses or stat changes. And he also has a Mega Man reference, which is really funny. So I'm gonna show that.
There's a little mushroom guy. Is he friendly? He looks friendly. Hello. I like this guy. He actually has a really cool design. He's creepy looking, but he's cool. Dr. Light. Alright, bro. You ain't Mega Man. It's the Mega Can. This is literally Mega Man. What the fuck? You're gonna get sued, bro.
That basically wraps it up in the review section of this video. I really like the game, honestly. I think you should play it. I have a few complaints, like, it's just too short. The roguelike only has like one area, and then the game just ends. Like, the voice acting is not very good. There's that cutscene that uses AI voice acting, which is just awful. No one likes AI voice acting. And yeah, it's like, a few of the weapons also feel kind of janky. Like, the crossbows are like really annoying to fire, and they don't feel very accurate. Plus, they don't have any like sights or anything. But other than that, I like the game, and I don't know. I think you should give it a try. The combat's fun. The roguelike, it's not long enough to really be like a roguelike yet, you know, it's like 15 minutes long, so when it gets longer, it'll be a very, very good VR roguelike, but as it stands right now, it's just too short. Anyways, this next part of this video isn't about the game, really. It's kind of just about how I got this weird email and what I learned about this company, because I don't know about you, I've never heard of Into Studios or Into Games, so I'm going to talk about that a little bit. So just searching up Into Studios or Into Games doesn't actually show anything, which is interesting. So I looked up their game on Steam, Chrono Hunter, and then I clicked on their profile and I found an old game they made called Zomday, which was released back in March of 2020. I've never heard anything about Zomday. The reviews aren't bad, but they aren't good. Like, some people hate it, some people are like, I like it. Like, no one's like praising it as the next, like, fucking Into the Radius or anything, or like Boneworks, but people are like, yeah, I like this game. So from there, I was finally able to find their website, and when I clicked on it, I immediately realized this is a Chinese company, which is kind of a shock because not only is this game in English, obviously, and obviously there aren't credits for them anywhere, and everyone I talked to in the Discord server was speaking English. In fact, I only saw one person there who was actually part of the studio, and it seemed like the server was run just by people who weren't even part of the studio, so I don't know. But yeah, they're a Chinese studio, and from their website it says it's about 10 people in China. Their first game was Zomday, and from then they haven't really done much until all of a sudden releasing this game today, into early access. So yeah, I'm making the video right now. This is literally right where I left off. So if we go into the press kit here, we can see we have the, this is normal stuff. We have characters. Oh, this is the wrong one. Oops. One moment. Desktop editing stuff, press kits, here we go. So we have like normal stuff, characters and bosses. We have debug panel, which is empty, footages, add assets, key art. We got logos, we got PSD, I think it's the logo file they use, screenshots, social banners, trailers. But then, which one? Where was it? I think it's in footages. We get to see here, we have under the videos, number 7, boobs. Alright, so what is this video exactly?
Best part of the VR roguelike of 2025. Right now, the game is in free.
I'm not gonna play much more, but I don't know what that video serves, really. I don't know. Is anyone actually gonna post that? No. But, it's there, I guess. Sorry, I'm getting spammed. Basically what I'm saying, these guys are just weird. I don't know. There's just something like off about them. I couldn't really tell you what. It's just like, what were they doing in 5 years between the launch of what's the zombie game? I don't know what. Zomday, and like the release of this game. I don't know. Why did I get a random email today from this company I don't know of? I don't know. Did they get my email legally? I don't know. But I don't know, man. Their game's fun. I recommend it. I'll be playing more of it. But yeah, just I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I just think the whole situation is very funny, and the press kit was not very useful, and it was oh so funny. Anyways, thank you for watching my review. I'll be posting more on this game as it gets updates probably. So stay notified. Hit the bell. Yeah. Yep. I don't know how to do this. Bye.